Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Saggies in late December? And yes, my friends, we are all in the season spirit. You get to have your cards read by Kyle Claus this week, just like everybody else. So, you know, I always enjoy this part of the year. But we're going to see what energies, messages, insights want to show up. We're going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in late December. What's the vibe? What's the energy? And I really hope you all had a very happy birthday, just as we're on the very back end of Sagittarius season. I hope it was a great one. I hope you got everything you want. Beautiful. All right, so I like this Magician. Now, it does have a bit of a different flavor than the one in the tarot deck. It's a different distinction, and even though there are some similar energies, we want to explore it further. It's great for manifesting. It's great for energy sensitivity and all the spiritual stuff that go along with it. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this individual here all dressed nice and sharp, doing all sorts of different magic tricks. Now, just like the classic Magician in the tarot deck, it's a huge card of manifestation. It's a card of ritual and a card of practice and prayer and connecting with one's inner self. The Magician is master of all elements, so there's always some sort of aspect of control. So worry about what you can control. Don't worry about things that are out of your hands. That's usually like an underlying message with Magician energy, because the darker side of this card can represent somebody trying to force something, or situations that might be out of one's hands. So we do want to look at and see if this theme shows up throughout the reading itself. But the big difference with this card, and again, it's great for manifesting and creating and bringing stuff towards you, so that's always a good thing. But the downside to the card, this one is illusion, right? This person's using sleight of hand. He's doing little magic tricks. He's saying, hey, look at this hand while the other one's off doing something else. So for some of you, there might be some unknowns with situations you're dealing with. Questions like, hey, what's really going on? Is there more to something than what I'm seeing? So we're just going to let him chill out right there. Not trying to get anyone nervous, but we're going to let him keep doing his magic tricks. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Saggy. What do we got in late December? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a very peculiar one that I don't usually get for you, the energy overall. It felt like there was a lot of surveillance or a lot of surveilling. The reading was titled, They Are Watching. Now, for some of you, that could be a good thing, right? Like maybe being noticed at work. It felt like somebody being under the microscope, but it also felt like multiple layers where it's like, I'm watching you, watching me, or I'm watching this person while they're watching that person. It was so peculiar the way the energy showed up this week. In the most positive sense, for some of you, maybe you're just more of an attention getter than you normally are, even if that's not something you want. It's like you got someone's eye. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, and it's all about your awareness and situation, right, my friends? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my lovely Saggies. What do we got? Thank you. Queen of Cups. Cool. I like her. She's a good energy, but we just need to see what else comes next. For some of you, this could just be representative of an actual person. So we got to really break this down. Usually she's very soft and very loving, very caring, big water energy here, which was a theme. I think I was getting it in the Aries reading. There was a lot of water energy for some reason. Chariot. Let's get one more. And we'll talk about the significance of that, of course. And the 7 of Cups, all water. Now, the thing is, when I pull my main spread and it's all one element, it always makes me raise a proverbial eyebrow, because I'm like, okay, this is heavy. Well, there's a lot of energy in one place. It's not spread about. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we are water heavy, my friends. And for fire signs like us, too much water could be very deflating, right? And again, you could be a cross watcher. And water, I don't always like to lead with the negatives. You know me, I'm an optimist. But let's talk about the element a little further before we start digging in with the Queen of Cups and the Chariot and the Seven of Cups. Water is the internal realm. It's the inside. It's the emotions. It's the feelings. So for some of you, maybe you're just a little more sentimental than you normally are. Maybe you're in your feelings a little bit, or someone you're connected to might really be in their feelings. Feelings aren't a bad thing. Sometimes these could be the warm and fuzzies, right? Like, oh yeah, beautiful, nice, warm and fuzzies. I like it. But the thing when there's too much water, like, yeah, it could be creative and expressive, and it could speak about connections and relationships. But the downside to the water is that it's always moving, right? Like it's conforming to its vessel. It's always shifting this way and that way. So there could always be an unpredictability to too much water energy. And for fire signs, it's an energy that can like deflate me or take my energies a little low. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. There's going to be a lot of nuance here. Position number one, we're starting with the beautiful Queen of Cups. So again, for some of you, maybe you're just connected to a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be any and all of those. Remember, it's not gender specific. I love her. Now, the thing with all queens in tarot, they represent the inner aspect of the suit. So when we were speaking about all this water energy and we got the Queen of Cups, she's like a double down of that type of energy where it's like, oh, I'm really feeling this or I'm really feeling something. So it's like really cranked up. I'm feeling something double the strength for some reason. I love her because she is, again, very emotionally tuned in, energetically sensitive, lots of love, nurturing, and caring. She is strongly connected with motherhood. There's just a nurturing tie to the Queen of Cups that I really, really do like. Super creative, too. So these are positives that all this water energy could bring. But the downside to the Queen of Cups, sometimes she can suppress things. Especially, it's like the more intense it is, the more I suppress it. It could sometimes be a little avoidant as well because it's like I'm suppressing, I'm not talking about it, even though it's like I feel something strong, but I'm acting like I don't care. It's like one of those. So super peculiar, um, very strict in its ways where it's like nope, zip, not speaking about nothing. If it is suppression, sometimes that energy could build up right over time depending on what it is. So you might need some sort of emotional release, so to speak. We'll see though, because again, she could be a good thing. She also represents love and deep emotions or a connection with somebody. So we're just going to let her chill right there. Moving to the middle, it's not like we slow down the intensity because we move into the Chariot. So for some of you, this could be a Cancer or a Cancerian you're connected to. Um, and we see the Chariot, it is blasting off. Now, what's the good thing? If this isn't a Cancerian that's in your life or a Cancer placement you might have, the Chariot is a card of action, movement, and determination. This is a card that has no quit. It could tie into situations with distance. It could tie in with travel. It could tie into your mode of transportation, how you get around from A to B. So it doesn't always just have to be relationship things. There could be a lot of stuff here, but it's either coming or going real quick. Like it's zipping and zooming. So we want to look into this further. The downside to this energy, sometimes it could be a little too forceful. Sometimes it could be a little too aggressive. I always ask people to remember that with the Chariot, it was always a symbol or a tool of war when it was initially made. Not saying this card in itself, but chariots. That's what warriors used to drive around in ancient times to chop each other's heads off. So it can be aggressive. That's like the downside of it. So we want to keep a very close eye on it. And it is the fastest mover. So if it's action, it's going quick. And when we combine all this water, it's like, all right, this is a lot. This is a lot that I'm feeling. Now, moving to the back end, it does soften up a little bit. We do have the Seven of Cups. I like this. I like to call this card the menu board of life, manifesting. So similar to that magician we had in the very beginning. That's what this card is to me. It's like someone like, which cup am I going to take? Which road do I want to walk down? So this is great for options, choices, and paths that can lead you to a place that you want to be. So if you're going through a situation and it feels like, where am I going? There might be more paths or options available to you than you really think when this card is here. What might be the downside to a beautiful manifestation card like this? Sometimes it could represent overthinking. You might be daydreaming a little more so than normal. You might be more in your head and your feelings than you usually are. This card can also represent fantasizing and fantasy in general. So you see what I mean? There's like this strong etheric energy we have this week, Saggy. It's not as like practical and pragmatic as I usually pick up with you, but I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got for Saggy, please, my guides. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what this Queen of Cups has to say. Really want to take a little peek at her. Oh, and yes, for your reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Queen of Cups here? What's she doing? What's the Queen of Cups here, please? That's being specific. Yeah, why is the energy pushing it down? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, where it's like, nope, not thinking about it. Nope, not paying attention to it. Nope, not talking about it. To me, it's an energy that either feels ignored or is purposely ignoring something. That's just how this vibe feels. Now, notice we are picking up a lot of energies of other individuals here. Aside from all the water, now we have the Knight of Swords, big air sign energy. And usually he's very similar to this Chariot, where this energy, usually it's blasting off towards something like a rocket. So when we see him in reverse underneath this Queen of Cups, it's like, nope, nope, not letting this energy move forward. Nope, I will suppress this. Nope, I will not address this. So to me, it's either ignoring something, trying to put it on the back burner, but the energy's still there. That's how it's presenting to me. These energies are too strong to truly just say, yeah, if I don't think about it, it'll go away. No, that's not a thing. The energy needs to be put somewhere. It needs resolution. And again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like for some of you, it could be good. Maybe you're just feeling a little more in the feelers than you usually are, and it's just like, no, I'm gonna keep it level. I'm gonna keep it smooth. I'm gonna keep it grounded. There is a suppression here of some kind, and again, it could be from someone you're connected to as well. It doesn't even have to be you, but that's what I'm picking up in the front. We're just gonna keep going. What I'm hoping is that this suppression doesn't turn into kaboom as we move forward, because sometimes that can happen. But let's see what's up with the Chariot. Let's see what's happening there. Why's the Chariot here? Okay, that one came out quick. Out of the blue. Just unexpected, surprising action coming in out of nowhere. It just feels very, very spontaneous to me. Does it mean it has to be a bad thing? Absolutely not. But it's action reaction. Just like I was saying, this energy pushes down and pulls back, and then this is the slingshot moving forward, where it's like I'm pushing down, and eventually it comes forward. So again, it could be someone else, but the Two of Swords is sometimes an energy that could represent confusion, indecision, not knowing which way to go. But it's also one of the most mysterious cards in the whole deck. Notice it's nighttime, there's the moon, there's the blindfolded. So like when I see the Chariot, which is acting before it thinks, it's like I'm going into the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to make it happen. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. It's like that, which could sometimes be good. Sometimes that'll work. Sometimes maybe not so much. But I have like this action reaction. So to me, in the center, it's somebody taking action, making a move that they weren't planning on doing. So in this time, you could get lots of urges or temptations, and could be good. I'm just really trying to preface this reading by not trying to be a big old downer and saying like, oh no, this is all bad, be scared about it. To me, it's just action out of the blue, unexpected or surprising, where it's just like this energy holds back and pushes down, this energy comes forward. Let's go in on the Seven of Cups. We'll see what that has, then we'll do a quick recap. So very peculiar. I mean, there is like this action reaction that we have going on here. This energy is not thinking something through. Like where this one is internalizing everything and pushing down, this one's just like, boom, just goes forward. Let's see what's up with the Seven of Cups. And we'll do our recap. Okay. Okay. This energy on the background is very considerate now. So there's a lot of people around you. And just like I was saying last week, it might be a bit more of an attention getter. I still get that here. in this week's reading, there's just so many people showing up, right? We got the Queen of Cups, we got the Knight of Swords, we got the King of Pentacles. We have almost the whole zodiac here, aside from the fire signs showing up. Now, what do we know about the King of Pentacles, aside from being earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus? He's grounded. He could represent blessings and abundance, but he's like a very set type of energy. When I see him in reverse underneath the Seven of Cups, it's trying to think outside of the box. So for some Saggies, if there are any problems or situations you're dealing with, maybe Spirit wants you to try an outside the box approach. Maybe if there's something you've been dealing with for a while and you don't have a resolution for whatever the reason, it's like, no, think outside of the box. Don't use traditional means here. Like, you got to do it different. If you want a different result, you need different action. Because remember, the action reaction, this whole feedback loop we're picking up in the front. Yeah, the King of Pentacles reversed to me represents upheaval and change and doing something that's not so traditional. Lots of paths forward for you with whatever it is you're dealing with, and this could all be claimable. This could all be very good. But it's like, I'm thinking outside of the box. I'm doing something different now. I'm doing it in a different way than I did in the past. Like, I'm handling this differently. So I think this can be really good for a lot of you, but just know whatever it is that you might be dealing with, whether it's a work thing, a family thing, personal relationships, Spirit wants you to take a creative approach to it. It's like, no, you don't just have to do what this person says. No, you don't just have to do what it says on Google. You don't have to follow the steps. Go your own way. Take your own route. That's just how it feels to me. So we have an energy of change and an unconventional approach. That's for sure. Let's put them down right there. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. So second week in a row, you have a very unique type of energy surrounding you. But if you kindly look in the box, we do have a lot of people, as I mentioned: Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles. But people. Queen of Cups with the Knight of Swords in reverse seems to be pushing something down, holding it back. So for some of you, maybe you're like, I'm not going to think about it. To me, it felt like ignoring something or just trying to put it out of mind, like out of sight, out of mind. Is it going to work? Maybe temporarily, but not permanently. It's like, all right, we could only push it down so much. Moving to the center, we have the Chariot with the Two of Swords in the upright, where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I don't know what direction I'm going in, but I'm going in it. So yeah, there's like this avoidant energy too. But with that in the middle, it feels like unexpected or surprising action. Whether it's action you take or action someone else takes, it's like, I'm not thinking it through. I'm just doing it. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Cups with the King of Pentacles, and this is an urge, wanting, or advice from Spirit to do something a non-conventional way. That you don't always have to think within the box. You don't always have to do something how other people tell you to do it. Do what's right for you. That's how this feels. So there is an energy of change and a new approach to a situation that I really like. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for my Saggy friends? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got? What do we got? Cool. Yeah, another person. Who are all these people, Sagittarius? Because even in your shadow, we got one. We have the Knight of Pentacles, so more of this earthy type of energy. Now, I know sometimes the Knight of Pentacles energy can sometimes be a little... it could cause friction with Sagittarius energy. I'm not saying that all earth signs in your life are going to do that, but it's the speed at which it moves. That's what could be bothersome for fire signs. Now, the good thing about the Knight of Pentacles, calm, detail-oriented, taking its time, so the complete opposite of what we have going on here. But the downside to the Knight of Pentacles, it might feel stuck. It might feel like nothing's happening, nothing's changing. It's an energy that's just so slow. So for a lot of you, watch your patience in this time. So whether it's with people or situations, the Knight of Pentacles could really, really test your patience. And even if something seems like it's not progressing, seems like it's not moving, it is. If only slowly, it is. Like, this energy is like the tortoise and the hare. So just watch out for the patience. That's what I'll say here, because this energy could lash out when it feels stuck. So we're going to let him chill right there, Saji. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.